Good afternoon, drama devotees and daytime TV diehards. Buckle up for the unfiltered unraveling of what can only be dubbed the most electrifying episode in The View's storied saga of sharp tongues and sharper opinions, unfolding live on this crisp October 16, 2025, in the heart of Manhattan's bustling ABC studios, where the autumn sun filters through towering skyscrapers like spotlights on a Broadway stage set for catastrophe, casting elongated shadows across the iconic round table that's borne witness to everything from presidential endorsements to pie-throwing pandemonium over the past 3 decades. The set itself is a masterclass in controlled chaos, curved edges and glossy cherry wood that evoke mid-century sophistication, plush swivel chairs upholstered in vibrant jewel tone as a ruby red for the fiery moderator Whoopi Goldberg, sapphire blue for the empathetic Sunny Hostin, emerald green for the conservative firebrand Alyssa Fair Griffin, and a classic cream for the liberal lioness Joy Behar, whose perch has been her throne since 1997, flanked by guest spots in neutral grays ready for today's VIP visitor massive monitors curving overhead like watchful eyes, cycling through teaser graphics of today's hot topics from climate accords gone awry to celebrity couple splits that have Twitter in a tizzy. Fresh bouquets of seasonal dahlias nodding in crystal vases that catch the light like prisms of impending prism of personalities about to shatter, and a live studio audience of 150 loyal fans, a diverse tapestry of middle-aged moms in designer athleisure, wide-eyed millennials clutching fan signs emblazoned with Team Joy and Aniston forever, their energy a palpable pulse that feeds the panel's performative prowess. The air scented with the faint aroma of fresh coffee from the green room and the electric tang of anticipation as cameras whir to life at precisely 11:02 a.m. Eastern, the familiar theme music swelling with its brass fanfare that promises unvarnished truth and unbridled banter in equal measure. Whoopi, the Emmy-winning maestro of moderation with her gravelly timbre honed from stage to screen in the color purple to ghost, kicks off with her signature gravitas laced with glee, her locks cascading like a crown as she leans into the mic. Welcome back to The View, where we don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk, sometimes right into the fire. Today, we've got a powerhouse guest who's no stranger to tough spots, from dodging paparazzi in the 90s to dominating Netflix queues in the 2020s, the one, the only, Jennifer Aniston. The crowd erupts in a thunderous ovation that shakes the rafters, phones aloft capturing every pixel as Aniston strides out from the wings, a vision of timeless allure at 56, her lithe frame draped in a chic cream pantsuit that hugs her curves like a second skin, echoing Rachel Green's sartorial legacy from Friends while nodding to her evolved elegance in the morning show, her honey blonde waves tumbling effortlessly, green eyes sparkling with that megawatt smile that's sold more hair products than any infomercial empire. Waving graciously to the adoring throng as she air kisses Whoopi and settles into the guest chair with the poise of a panther at rest, her presence alone spiking the room's voltage by a factor of 10, producers in the booth exhaling in relief at the seamless entrance after whispers of her pre-show jitters over a recent tabloid torrent tying her to a whirlwind romance with a tech mogul half her age that has the tabloids foaming at the mouth with Cougar Queen headlines. Joy Behar, the octogenarian oracle of outspokenness whose wit has weathered more scandals than a White House press secretary, perches at the table's edge like a hawk eyeing its prey, her signature bob haircut a steel gray helmet of resolve, clad in a bold fuchsia blouse that screams I dare you to interrupt me, her eyes twinkling with that mischievous glint that's landed her in hot water from calling out Trump to clapping back at co-hosts. Leaning forward with arms crossed in a posture that equal parts affection and ambush as she coos, Jen, darling, you look fabulous as always. But spill, is it true you're dating that Silicon Valley boy toy? Because if so, honey, teach this old broad your moves. Steve's been snoring through my rom-com marathons for years. Laughter ripples through the audience, warm and welcoming, Aniston chuckling with genuine amusement, her laugh a melodic trill that disarms like a diplomat's charm offensive, responding with her trademark self-deprecacy, Joy, you flatter me, it's not a boy toy, it's a mutual midlife adventure. But trust, the real thrill is just not Googling herself anymore, eliciting whoops and whistles as Sunny chimes in with a nod to sisterhood solidarity, her judicial poise infusing every syllable. Exactly, Guerrilla love in the age of algorithms. It's about time we reclaim the narrative from the trolls. The segment opens innocently enough, billed as a promotional pit stop for Aniston's latest venture, a glossy memoir cum self-help tome titled Beyond the Buzz, Lessons from a Life in the Lens, a 300-page opus blending behind-the-scenes friends lore with raw reflections on divorce, fertility struggles, and the feminist fire fueling her Apple TV Plus reign. Early reviews and Vanity Fair hailing it as the therapy session America didn't know it needed, with chapters like Rachel's Revenge, Owning Your Icon in the Morning After, Waking Up to Authenticity promising to peel back the glossy veneer on Hollywood's high-stakes hustle. Whoopi steers the ship with practiced finesse, prompting, "Jen, your book's got us all rethinking our highlight reel, so what's the biggest myth you've busted about fame that even we armchair experts get wrong?" Aniston dives in with eloquence, her voice a soothing cadence that mesmerizes, recounting how the perfect life facade of tabloid lore masked years of IVF heartaches and paparazzi pylons post-Brad Pitt split that left her soul scarred but spirit unbroken, the audience hanging on every word like congregants at a revival, tissues dabbing teary eyes in the front rows as Alyssa interjects with empathetic curiosity, "That's powerful and timely. With all the Ozempic chatter about body positivity, how do you navigate the trolls telling you to age gracefully or else?" The flow feels familial, a cozy confab among confidants, until Joy, ever the provocateur with a penchant for poking sacred cows, swivels in her seat with a sly smirk that could curdle cream, her Brooklyn bravado bubbling over as she quips, "Oh, please, Gina gracefully. You've got more filters than Instagram and more surgeries than a housewife reunion special. Own it, girl. We're all nipping and tucking our way to eternal youth here. Hell, I just Botoxed my elbow dimples last week." The studio inhales sharply, a collective gasp masked as giggles from the back, Aniston's smile freezing like a glitch in the Matrix, her eyes flickering with that split-second herd that's catnip to clickbait cameras. The live feed capturing the micro-twitch of her jaw as producers' hearts skip beats in the booth, fingers itching for the emergency music cue. What was meant as locker room ribbing from a self-proclaimed tough love Andy landed like a lead balloon in the rarefied air of vulnerability just shared. Joy's history of boundary blurring barbs from her infamous Whoopi, "You're no fun" slapdowns to her Trump-era tirades that drew death threats and now colliding with Aniston's hard-won armor forged in the fires of public scrutiny, where every joke about her looks echoes the anorexian accusations that haunted her friend's heyday. Aniston, no wilting violet after decades of dodging diva labels, straightens her posture like a queen donning battle regalia, her retort slicing the silence with surgical precision. "Joy, that's cute coming from someone whose idea of aging gracefully is feuding with your own reflection. But let's keep it real, my surgeries are none of your business. And neither is policing women's bodies from a perch built on hot flashes and hindsight. If we're owning truths, start with yours and maybe write a book on how to alienate allies in one snide sentence." The audience erupts, a split-second roar split between shocked whoos and supportive cheers, Whoopi slamming her hand on the table like a gavel in a runaway courtroom. "Whoa, lady, a time out. This table's for lifting up, not tearing down. Jen, Joy, we love you both. But let's pivot to the positive before we need hazard pay for the hot takes." Yet the genie's out of the bottle, the energy crackling like a live wire stripped bare, Sunny attempting damage control with a heartfelt, "Jen, your journey's inspired millions, so don't let one zinger dim that diamond." While Alyssa nods vigorously, her conservative cool cracking into conciliatory mode. "Absolutely, Joy, that was enthusiastic, but Jen's right at boundaries, babe." Joy, unfazed or perhaps fueled by the fray, doubles down with a defiant cackle, waving her hands like a conductor cueing catastrophe. "Lighten up, Jen, it's comedy. If I can't tease the queen of the talk, who can? Besides, your ass looks amazing." Consider it a compliment from a fan who's tried every cream on the market. The quip detonates like a dud firework, sputtering into awkward silence punctuated by nervous titters. Aniston's face a mask of measured fury, her fingers drumming the armrest in a rhythm that screams restraint. The monitor's flashing viewer polls mid-couse a Team Jen or Team Joy? Already trending at 60-40 in Aniston's favor as the control room descends into pandemonium, directors barking cut to break, cut to break. but the format's fluidity dooming them to soldier on. Whoopi ad-libbing a frantic segue to a pre-taped clip from Aniston's book tour where she discusses empowerment mantras with Oprah. The footage